maybe just do like a introduction.
We've had folks come from like the far north.
Hey everybody, my name is Cole, and again we're here at the 2019 Friends convention. Now a very special guest, Katie Gore, from Shared Voices, and she's going to talk a little bit about what that is and what that means and what they do.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is awesome. So Shared Voices is a new nonprofit devoted to creating a community for people who stutter. So those of us involved in Chicago, I've been involved with the National Stuttering Association for a long time. We've got some other local folks who've been doing Friends and other things. And, we go to these wonderful conventions that are awesome, and you connect once a year with these friends and these people who really get it, and you just get to hang out and have so much fun. You can talk about stuttering or not, just hang out. Then you have to go home. And it can be very isolating to go back to the real world. And so what we wanted to create was a place for people who stutter year-round, to get that support, to get that experience that you get at something like a Friends convention all the time. So we're locally centered. So right now I think most of the stuttering organizations do national work. But for us, we're like, Chicago is a big metro area. There's a lot of people who stutter and a lot of people who love people who stutter. So we can create a dedicated space, place, community for people who stutter. So in terms of the activities that we do social events, which are purely just like get together, have fun, not have to worry about talking. We also do sort of stuttering thematic workshops and things like talking about job interviews or navigating life, career, college as a person who stutters. And then we're also trying to move into advocacy and outreach. Although we're a pretty new organization, we just kicked off our first event. Our first event was a joint Friends Shared Voices one-day conference. It was a Friends one-day conference that we sponsored in Chicago in October. So we've had less than 12 months of events. Wow. Most of what we've done so far has been social-oriented, just to get people together. And as we grow, we want to do lots more things. Our ultimate goal as well is to have a dedicated space that people can come to anytime. So like just a place to come hang out. We could do like happy hours, board game nights. Yeah. So there will be a literal place for people who stutter, and it's not a speech therapy clinic. It's just a community space to come hang out, but in the meantime we'll go out and do fun stuff too. So that's the
sweet.
Spiel. I don't know if there's more stuff.
Cool. Yeah. No. So right now your events, where do you meet at?
So right now, because we don't have a space, we've been having events at different places around the area. So we've got like ice skating, we went rock climbing. In September, October, we're going to like a family farm thing up in the northern, close to Wisconsin area. And we try to keep things kind of centered in the city, just because we've had folks come from like the far north part, like north suburbs, far south suburbs. So we try to keep things central so that it's equidistant for different folks. But yeah, our aim is to have the center open. We're currently looking at space to have it by the end of this year, and that'll probably be pretty central to the city, so that for young adults who might work in the city, they can come easily after work, or for families, if they live in the surrounding neighborhoods, they can come in and park or commute in. So yeah, we're kind of all over, and even once we have our space, I think we'll still be going out and doing different things. For advocacy work, we want to be doing a lot of partnering with local companies. We've got a lot of people in our junior board who work for large consulting firms or law practices, and we'll go into their companies, into their boardrooms, and do education events for their employees, that sort of thing. So, cool. So it's the way I like to think of it is a safe space for people who stutter, to bring people in that then nurtures you and grows you, so you can be challenged to go back out into the world and teach the world. Awesome. And bring more people in. So that's my
so cool. Great. Well, so if people from the Chicago area, like, or from the surrounding areas, or even anywhere want to know more information, is there a website or social media that they can go to find out where your guys' meetings are, like, or events or anything?
Yes, everything is at Shared Voices Chicago. So we have an Instagram at Shared Voices Chicago, Facebook at Shared Voices Chicago. You can email me, Katie at sharedvoiceschicago.org. It's Katie. And also there's Hillary Gould as my co-founder, Courtney Luckman, who some of your video folks might know, is the chair of the junior board committee. And I think we also have an info at sharedvoiceschicago.org if you just want to send us a message. We're also very community driven. Our goal is that this is driven by what folks in the stuttering community want. So we put on a couple of events, but it's really having a community member being like, hey, could we do this? So actually, just had a dad and a 9-year-old, Kira, who's 9, and they're like, hey, we did a parade, this other organization we're involved in, there was a parade in our neighborhood, and our organization was able to be in the parade to spread awareness. Could we do that? And I was like, sure, we can, yeah, if you want to do it. So we want to hear from the stuttering community, and we have a survey on our website of what do people who stutter think is important for something like this. We think the conventions serve a really important purpose. The NSA chapters that currently exist serve an important purpose. We want to kind of fill in the gaps.
Sweet.
But we need people who stutter to tell us what those gaps are.
So go fill out those surveys. Thank you, Katie, for sharing. And stay tuned for more this weekend.
Bye. Thank you.